everyone, welcome to the 6th bookmark. So today we are going to learn the layering technique, its importance and how it will be very helpful in doing your mountain works. Today we have taken green mountains and tried to layer it with various intensities of the color or the different shades of the green color you have in your palette. So let us get into the video now. Hello all, so welcome back to the 6th bookmark. Today we are going to do yet another beautiful mountains. So this is going to be a layering technique. There will be a little time to wait and waiting around time will be a little more. So I am going ahead and using the green shades for today. You can go ahead and use any color shades you prefer. Even red shades will do good, or the blue shades. So it is mostly going to be a monochrome painting and a little bit of sky on the top. So there is no pencil sketch for this. We will be going ahead by making a sky and then going ahead by making the layering technique of mountains. So as we all do, we are going to wet the paper nicely. Make sure you apply 2 to 3 coats, very nice water. Nice water in my sense means without blobs or pools, and ensuring that it is a clean water and a clean brush. So I am giving nice water wash to this bookmark, and then we will go ahead by making a sky on the top and the mountains on the bottom. So this sky is not going to be how it is in the 5th bookmark. So it is going to be a simple sky with a gradient wash of a blue. We are not going to make the clouds and everything in this particular sky because we want to make the mountains pop on this. Now I am switching to my size number 0 stationery mop brush and going ahead by taking blue. So I am taking this particular blue which we have used in the 3rd bookmark, I think. So this is going to be a cobalt blue, and I am applying the gradient wash of it very similar to the 3rd bookmark till half of the page. Actually, you can go ahead till down with a very lighter wash if you want to, because you might be arriving at a doubt why we have wet the entire paper. It is completely up to you. So I will go ahead with a very lighter wash till the bottom, because on top of this we are going to do the green mountains. I don't want this to be dark and dominant. Actually, I am cleaning the brush and wiping off this excess color. I want it very light, as much as light, just a hint of blue shade should be there, that's it, because we have to do layering of the mountains from half of the bookmark. So I don't want this blue color to disturb the green color and form some other color. Now I am taking even more blue and making sure the top is dark enough till here, and then trying to blend at this edge. And if you want, you can apply a little bit darker color on the top. I am applying a little darker blue. So this is actually very vibrant. It is looking like a teal color. You just go ahead and add any kind of blue you have. If you want a darker color on the top, it is completely up to you. By now you might have understood how to make the darker tone on the top and the blend. So it is up to you to add this shade on the top. I think I liked it this way, but This is completely a deliberate attempt of putting blue on this top, and I think it is very vibrant. And if you want to go ahead and use another blue shade also, that is completely okay. I'm taking little bit of darker blue again and putting it on the edges and making sure these colors are blending. I am taking this blue again and then making sure it is blended. So there is this line, you can just make some lines like this if you want the cloud look. So here and there I am running my damp brush without any color, and then picking up color here and there to get those cloudy look. So that's it. I am waiting for this to entirely dry. So let us wait for this to completely dry and then come back and draw the mountains. You can use any color for the mountains and we will do the layering technique. So let's wait for this to completely dry now. It is kind of dried at this area. This is still taking a little time, but since we are adding mountains in this area, we can go ahead and add the mountains. So for that I am switching to stationery size number 1 round brush, and I am going ahead with the greens. So we will be using these 3 greens, that's it. So in these 3 only we can go ahead with darker and lighter variations. So I have a mixing palette over here. So I will take some color and mix a little lighter version, and we will be doing a total of 4 mountains here. So now I have put some water on the mixing palette and diluting the green color than its original shade. You can actually go and mix white as well, but this is how I prefer. So I am taking this shade of green, and since there is no shape or outline which we have drawn before, just randomly go with some mountain shape. If you think this pigment is not working, you can actually go ahead and take the direct color as well, and then when we are doing with the other shades, you can dilute the second shade. So it is completely up to you. And now we have to fill this entirely with this particular color. So if your paper is not completely dry, bleeds will happen. So make sure that your paper is completely dry when you're going ahead with this particular step. Actually my paper is not actually completely dried at this point, and I can see bleeds at the edges, which I will correct it now after applying this color. And we have to wait till this is completely dried, otherwise we will be seeing bleeds again. So make sure that it is completely dry. I am just correcting the edges because I didn't wait for it. I think I didn't give it enough time to completely dry. So make sure that you doesn't do this error. You can actually correct it later, but it is good if we do properly in the first go itself. Otherwise, like you are seeing me now, I am keep on correcting this error. I want this to be actually little lighter, so I am taking a clean brush and running on top of it so that I can pick the color a little bit. See, you can see how much color I have picked. So I am taking a clean brush and then running on top of it so that a little bit of color is picked. You can do any shape of mountains. It's not like you have to go with this only. And now we have to wait for this to completely dry before getting into another shade. So let us just wait for it to completely dry. I'm saying it repeatedly, we have to wait for it to completely dry. Now this looks dried for me. I'm going ahead by taking another shade of green. So which is a kind of darker sap green, or the sap green only this is. So I'm going ahead by taking the sap green. I am retaining this shade only. If I want for the darker shade, we'll mix back at the end. So for now I am going with this exact shade and draw some mountain shape, whichever shape you prefer. It need not be exactly the same shape of the previous mountain, because all the mountains are different in shape. So you can go ahead by filling this entire place with this particular sap green. So make sure you do not make any harsh edges kind of thing. So what are harsh edges is like, if you paint from down, in between these edges will be formed. So we don't want that to happen, and hence make sure that you are continuing where you have end, or make a lot of water at the edge which you are ending, so that when we are coming back and continuing at that point, there will be water and it will be wet enough for us for not forming the harsh edges. So we are going to paint with even more darker green on top of this for the foreground mountain. So if you want to correct any shape of your mountains, you can go ahead and do that. It is completely up to you. And make sure the color is even. If it is not even also, it is okay, and these are just the mountains, no need to worry too much. Now we have to wait for it to again completely dry before going into the next shade. So let us wait for it to completely dry and then come back and paint the even more darker tone on top of it. So this is completely dried now. I am going ahead and taking the darker shade of green. So if you're not happy with the shade, just go ahead and mix little bit of indigo or black into it, and you will definitely get the color you're looking for. Now I am going to add this shade on top of this and fill the entire area with this color. And this is one of the techniques which is widely used in making the mountains. If there are any continuous range of mountains, this is one of the technique that is used in watercolors. And why we are doing complete layering, we can go ahead without doing this kind of layering if there is lot of snow and everything in the picture reference which you took or in the artwork which you are looking forward for. This just ensures that the foreground mountain is as dark as possible when we do such kind of layering. I know this includes a lot of waiting time, and I am not even using hair dryer for it to dry. So it just takes little patience for some of the artworks. So just wait for 2 to 3 minutes for it to completely dry, and you will be loving the output. And if you have a hair dryer with you, you can go ahead and use it to get the artwork completed in a lesser time. So I have accidentally dropped some green over here. I am just picking it up, and then I think I have to cover it with a bit of blue, otherwise it is looking little different over there. I'm just adding a bit of blue. Okay, hadn't I made it much worse? Okay, I'm just pressing it very hardly so that, yeah, now I removed the color from there. So that is it, that looks okay now. So I will wait for this to completely dry, and then we'll get back with another layer of mountains. Hopefully that should be the last layer. Let's see. This looks almost dry, but we have to wait for 1 more minute, I think. Before that, I'm going to try the next shade down to this green which we have used. It is looking like a green only. Let's see what that shade is. Okay, this is also a green shade, but I think this will not go well at this point. So what I'll do is I'll mix this darker green with a bit of black, and then we'll make a new color. So this is called as color mixing. So mixing two colors and getting the shade which you want. So I'm taking this palette which is provided over here, and now I'm taking nice quantity of dark green and adding it over here. You can actually go ahead and use this color, but I'll mix this with a bit of black. So this is the black color. So I am mixing both of these. So black color is dominant actually here. So I will go ahead by taking this particular green a bit. And this is the shade which we are getting, and we are going ahead and applying this shade as another mountain. This is the last mountain. And you can see the background color is mixing with this and forming another kind of shade here and there. That is completely alright. Just go ahead by filling this mountain area. I'm just going carefully at the edge so that that color variation is properly seen. And if you have observed, I haven't put so much curvy surfaces in this like I have done in previous two mountains. It is just up to you. So I want this artwork to be this way. If you want this to be having more sharper edges, more curves, you can just go ahead and add it. So that's it. I have completed with adding of colors, and it is very important every time to clean your palette. So I am cleaning the palette now itself. If you want it to retain that way, you can. I just have a very little amount of color, and that is why I have wiped it off so that I can reuse it later. The palette, not the color. And I am cleaning my brush completely. And retaining the position of the brush. There. So these are some very few steps which are required. The small step of making sure the brush in its original shape helps us a lot in preserving the brushes for a longer duration. So just make sure you do this step whenever you clean your brushes after the completion of your artwork, not at every break of drying, but at the end of your artwork. Don't forget to do this step. That's it. Now let us wait for it to completely dry before removing the masking tape. It will need a bit of time to dry because this part has lot of layers of colors, so just give it enough time to settle and dry. So this is how it looks once it is dried. So we can see the layering beautifully, the lighter versions to the darker versions. This can be used with different colors as well, from red to maroon or the shades of blue and everything. Hope you have enjoyed making this beautiful bookmark and learned some techniques as well. And this artwork, I understand it will take a lot of time for drying, waiting around everything, but I can say that it will turn out beautifully. Don't hurry, don't panic. So let us all meet again with yet another beautiful bookmark.